Hey everybody, happy Friday Eve. We made it so close to the weekend. So happy Thursday. How's it going out there? Hi Twyla. How you doing tonight? I feel like I've had a very long day. And I'm like so glad I've committed to these Thursday lives because I swear everything has been so crazy. I don't even know if I would be in my sewing room if I didn't. And I'm so glad I'm down here because it's so, good for the mood. Hey Brenda. So tonight I'm going to keep working on that Christmas tree quilt. Oh my gosh, I just blanked on the name. Oh yeah, I did leave this nearby so I could. Solstice spruce came to me. So I'm going to keep working on this. Oh, good, Twyla. I'm glad you had a good day. Hey, Andy, how's it going? And so I'm going to keep working on that. And I have the most ridiculous way I'm keeping this organized because I was nervous about having to think while I was on live. Hey, Arlie, how you doing? It's a whole bunch of rows of half square triangles. So I literally pinned the whole row, the most inefficient way to sew anything ever in your life. But at least I know the rows should be correct. So I have 3 rows pinned in the most obnoxious way ever so that I could stay organized. Hi, Tessa. Hey, Zaza, popping on for 5 to say hi. Well, thanks for popping on. How's it going? Did everybody have a good week so far? I am so excited for the weekend, but I need advice. I made a list. My son is having 3 baby teeth pulled tomorrow because he's got what's called shark teeth. He's got his adult teeth coming in behind the baby teeth, and the baby teeth are like not even like barely loose, and they've been there for like a year. So, has anybody ever had a kid get teeth pulled? And any tips for me? Right, Arlie? Whatever works, whatever gets the job done. Efficiency or not. I guess it's if it's efficient and it gets it done right, or inefficient and gets the job right, then it is efficient. We're getting it done. I'm always like in awe of everybody that can like just pull the blocks down from their design wall and then they just go zip, 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 and their brains keep it all straight. Not mine. Not mine. Yeah, I'm glad they're finally pulling them too. We were kind of letting nature take its course, but I'm afraid like food's getting stuck in between and he's gonna get cavities in his big teeth. So soft food, no dairy. No dairy is gonna be a problem because I told him if he was brave, I would take him for ice cream. So, hey, Janine. Frozen peas make good ice packs. Oh, that's true. That's a good. I'm hoping if it's baby teeth, it won't be too terrible, but I don't know. Pudding, protein shakes, ice cream, rice, and noodles. Yeah, he's definitely. I told him because I put him to bed and he got out of bed a few times and he was like, I'm nervous. So I sat down and told him he could pick any donut he wants from Dunkin' Donuts. So we literally sat on the couch for 15 minutes looking at like all the pictures we could find on Dunkin' Donuts of donuts. Hey, Jean. Not yogurt, milk, etc. Oh, okay. Okay. Harley, that's true. On a technicality, I did not say when I would give him ice cream, just that I would give him ice cream. Janine, I don't know if you were here when I first showed it, but I took the things off my design wall and the rows and I clipped each one so I wouldn't have to think about it while I was live because it's kind of hard to multitask and at least for me. Some people do it beautifully, but not so much. Martha on her evening commute. Hi, Martha. 58 degrees in SoCal. I was thinking about you today, Martha, because I don't know where San Francisco is, but I saw that like that earthquake off the coast, and then they had that tsunami warning for a little while, and I was like, oh my gosh. Hopefully, but then they called off the tsunami warning, but that was wild. It is not 58 degrees here. Janine can speak to that. It is 25 degrees, super windy, and there's a winter storm warning. Janine, here's the question. Is it going to be a snow day tomorrow? Because I don't really have time for a snow day tomorrow. I got a lot of plans. I need my daughter to be in school. So what do we think? Are we having a snow day tomorrow, Janine? Thanks, Tessa. You have to be creative. I also don't know if any of you saw um we have like it's hard to say because of the wind, but I think only like 3 or 4 inches. It's not too crazy. Okay, the earthquake was way north. Okay, I'm glad it wasn't near you. And I'm sorry, Jean, we have a Janine and then I think it's a Jean, or is it Jean? I think it's Jean. It's just spelled 42 degrees. Where are you, Jean? Janine is hoping for a snow day. I believe that. Um, yeah, because I have like a million things to do tomorrow with my son in the dentist, and we have some plans after. And I'm like, of course, this will be the day it's a snow day, which will be fine. I'll figure it out. But Jean, okay. Zaza says no snow here, but it's to be very cold and stormy this weekend. Ugh, it's supposed to be nasty here too, but we live in Syracuse, New York, central New York, so kind of goes in the territory. Hey, Donnell. And Jean is in Western Washington. Okay, so we're on polar opposite parts of the country. Ugh, Brenda, 14 degrees. I know, poor Janine. Got to drive those kids in the snow. All right. Well, wish me luck tomorrow with that kid in the dentist because man, I'm gonna need it. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. He's a little sweetie, my kid, and my son, my daughter, she's feisty. I'm not trying to change her, but he was like crying tonight, and he goes, "Mom, will you hold my hand tomorrow?" And I'm like, "Try and stop me, bud. I will be there holding your hand." Andy says, "I'm thinking about a temperature 12." Yeah, in Arizona, probably not that diverse of temperatures. Hot and hotter. Versus in central New York, like depending on the month, like say in like April or September, it can be like 30 degrees in the morning and then 80 degrees in the afternoon. It's like we can go through the whole array of array of temperatures in a single day. I don't know. Where are you from? I can't remember. I'm the worst. I have the worst memory. People have to tell me things like 17 times before I finally remember. Oh, thanks, Donnell. Have a great night. Thanks for coming by. Yeah. So, Zaza, I'm so glad you said that because I'm trying to come up with a clever idea. So, a while back, I bought a little tooth fairy pillow because my son's a light sleeper. So, I bought each kid like a little pillow they can hang on their doorknob. So, when the tooth fairy comes, the tooth fairy doesn't even have to go in their room. Big brain idea. But we also have the elf. We have Ethel right now. So, I'm thinking of um Brenda had given me the suggestion that maybe like Ethel has the money, but now I'm thinking that maybe like Ethel's holding the pillow or something. I gotta find that pillow tomorrow and see what the size of it is, but I think I'm gonna hide the pillow with the elf, and I think he's gonna lose his little mind tomorrow. It's so funny that it corrected trying to TRT. Oh, Krista, thanks for coming over. It was very nice chatting with you. I was and my friend Erin, who wrote this patterns live yesterday on Instagram, and I met Krista. And if I believe right, you said you just finished your second quilt, which they were raving about. Again, terrible memory, so I try. Yes. So, and the next, and while Andy's here, especially Andy, are you doing the next like mystery quilt in the spring with cotton cuts? Because I'm tempted to give it a go. I think because I've seen you and Sean and a couple other people doing it. So now I'm like getting the, I'm getting influenced into it a little bit. How do you all feel about mystery quilts out there? Are we mystery quilt fans? Oh, Zaza says, I used to put a saucer of salt and put little footprints in it when I remembered because sometimes the tooth fairy has too many to collect. That's a really cute idea. Well, thanks, Krista. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, we definitely need to get the elf involved. I'm going to come up with something creative. I'll post it on my community page on YouTube so that you can see whatever shenanigans I decide tomorrow. Oh, Andy just put a video up of her favorite colorways. I'm going to have to go check it out. I was hoping there would be a solid colorway. I know I'm like in the minority there. I liked the Tula and then I like the batiks. So I'm going to sleep on it and see how I feel. I was texting or Instagram messaging with Sean about it earlier today or yesterday or something. And he was saying that sometimes they sell out quick. And I was like, you know what? And they're there when I decide to buy it, they're there. And if they're not, then it wasn't meant to be. Krista says, I'm game for anything, wanting to learn what I can. It's so fun. Quilting's so fun. It's so easy to just go down the rabbit hole. You can just spend so much time infinitely learning different things. Brenda says, I'm a party pooper. I hate the mystery part. So the first ever quilt I ever did was a mystery quilt. It's the only one I've ever did. I started it back in 2015, didn't finish it until this year. I did all the blocks back in 2015 and then finally like assembled it and quilted it and finished it like I think January 1st of this year I finished it. And I haven't done a mystery quilt since. I wouldn't be tempted, but I think like the idea that it comes all pre-cut and this kit was pre-cut of the quilt I'm working on right now, and it's nice. Oh, Janine says I will be doing I've heard of this consortium in around here. I don't really know what it is. So maybe Janine, I'll have to send you some Facebook messages and find out what that is or text you. I think I got your number saved in there. I don't know. That's interesting, but I can't do too many mystery quilts. So if I get the cotton cuts one, there's no way I'm doing two. But maybe if I like it, I'll think about it in the future. Or if I don't get it, maybe I'll think about it. Hi, Candace. Did I already say hi to Chloe? Hey, Chloe. How's everybody doing? For anybody who came in late, I'm working on my Christmas or my solstice spruce quilts. What did I do? The little booklet. I don't know. Had it in my hand. It's gone now. Oh, there it is. I have them all clipped together because I'm too nervous. I haven't started sewing yet. I know when Brenda and I were talking, she was like, what if you spend all this time on it and you don't like it? I'm like, yeah, I know. Krista says, my daughter tells me I've become an addict, and it's so true. I can't get enough. I just want to sew, sew, sew. It's the truth. Man, now I like want to sew, want to be thinking about sewing. Now I only look at like Pinterest quilts and Instagram quilts and YouTube videos on quilts. Ugh. Jean says, I don't buy the cut ones. I do the free ones where they give you the clues each week. Okay, so you like the mystery quilts then. So we have a mixed bag here of people who like them and people who don't. Yeah, Arlie, that's the other thing too is like the weight. Like if I lose that little dopamine hit, like will I keep working on it? I don't know. It'll be a good experiment. Now, how well will clipping all of these really work? We're about to find out. We're about to find out. So, Krista, I am working on Aaron's pattern tonight. I bought the kit from Cindy. So funny that you met me in their live last night. Oh, hey, Tori. Tori's here. Zaza. So I did pick a new chair. You may notice that I am sitting in a crappy blue folding chair right now. It's metal. Woo! Careful, careful. So for any of you that didn't see, and I'm so mad because I'm almost always recording when I'm in my sewing room. And I was like, what was it? Monday night or Tuesday night? I was like, I'm just going to sew for me. I'm not going to record anything. Like I'm 2 minutes into working on this quilt. I go to sit down and my chair, it was another folding chair that I've sat on for 10 years. Like, I don't know why I'm sitting in a folding chair. Literally, one of the legs snaps. I fall and I thought, oh yeah, you can see it. It's dented. My shoulder went right into this. I was like, oh my gosh, it's still sore, but it's okay. It's like one of those things too, where you're like, wow, I'm definitely getting older because it took me like that night when I went to bed, my shoulder hurt, my knee hurt, my elbow hurt, my back hurt. And then when I woke up, just my shoulder hurt and it still hurts a little. And it's not like the actual shoulder, it's just like where my shoulder smashed into that corner. So I did pick a new chair. I found like an office chair that doesn't have wheels, no arms. It was like on, Black Friday sale. It's pink and it's cute and it was $50. So I'm like, if I don't like it, I'll use it upstairs. But yeah, what an adventure. So mad. Could have gone viral. Could have had a viral short of me just biting it in my sewing room, but didn't do it. Good night, Janine. You know what, Arlie? That's true. As long as I get the beginning and the ending of the rows right, it'll be fine. And I know for a fact I have two swapped in here because when I got to the final row, I didn't have all the right blocks, but I was like, looks good enough. Good enough for me. Yeah, Andy's in here, True Blue Quilts, and Tori from Quilt Patch by Tori, and they have Quilting on the Side podcast. If anybody's interested in that, about um, you know, trying to make. Well, it's not even just about. There's like other things on there, but it's like about making money from quilting. But they also have like some Instagram tips and other stuff. It's interesting. That's how I was introduced to them because I watch that every week. So if that interests you. A bungee chair. I haven't heard of that one. Yeah, no one will know. It'll be my little secret. But yeah, so that was an adventure. So then, yeah, I fell and I was like tangled up and I couldn't really put pressure on the right side of my body because like it hurt. And then I was texting my husband, help, I fell. And of course, he didn't get it. So my son was in the next room and I'm like, can you go get daddy? And my husband goes, what do you need? And I'm like, he goes, oh my God, he comes running. Like, well, can you just get this metal chair untangled from me because everything hurts? Man, never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. So I took a pattern writing course and I believe the podcast is on YouTube and on podcast apps. I watch it on YouTube because I love everything on YouTube. But I'm like 99% sure. I'm sure Andy will jump in, but I'm pretty sure you can find it on a podcast app too. Oh shoot, what was I thinking about? It's gone. Don't remember. It'll come back. You know what? I did laugh, to be honest with you. I laughed. But oof, man. Getting old. And I keep waiting for a bruise. Like I feel like I should be bruised, but I haven't gotten a bruise yet in my shoulder. Yeah, so I got to figure out how much I want to toy with a mystery quilt. Thinking about that tonight. Actually, this method isn't terrible. It's working. Yeah, you know what, Zaza? My family, my son would come running if he could hear me whisper from wherever. My daughter would be like, "Meh, she'll figure it out." And my husband just, I don't know, he's in his own world. He's not listening. I don't know where he is. But then what's even crazier is that his phone wasn't receiving texts. So I was like, I texted you that I needed help. And he's like, I didn't get any texts. So he had to restart his phone and then all the texts came through. I'm like, the one time his phone stops working, I'm like, I would have been fine. I would have gotten up. It wasn't the end of the world, but that chair looked sharp and I wasn't like really in the mood for extra hurting myself. You know what I mean? I had enough. I think I just screwed up the seam allowance on that one. Isn't that the truth, Arlie? The bruises only show up when you have no idea what they're from. It's so funny when I don't know, I don't do a lot of circles or a lot of, that was a Freudian slip. I don't do a lot of half square triangles because I like my curves, you know? But it's always so wonky to me when you are sewing these rows together because you know in your brain they should be square, but they're not square because of the seam allowance. They look like little rectangles. And I'm always like, oh, I screwed something up. And some of these definitely feel like they should be lining up, but they're not, but it's a tree, so it'll be fine. Yeah, Jean, the dog would probably be no help. My dog would just take the opportunity to try to lick me so much that, she's trying to stick her tongue in my mouth or something. She'd be like, ha, complete access. So, the other thing I wanted to talk about is I hit 1,000 subscribers last week on Saturday, actually. And I'm so excited. And I just like appreciate, I have like this little crew that you guys always come and hang out with me on Thursdays. And I just appreciate you. And I was going to try to figure out how to do a giveaway because I was in Sean, the guy who sews, and we did a giveaway, but I didn't have the time to figure out the technology. So maybe like next week. But I'm not going to make a big thing of it when I do it because like I just want, like I want my crew that's always been here to be the ones like eligible for a giveaway. Yeah, I know. It always trips up my brain. Well, some of these I can tell they're not even going to line up when I do the rows, but that's okay. It's organic. It's kind of crazy though, starting this YouTube channel just because I have no one to talk to about quilting in my house. It's been so fun. Thank you. Yeah, I was so excited. I'm still riding that wave of how exciting. It's like a big accomplishment in the YouTube world. Thank you, Tessa. Thank you, Zaza. Thank you, Krista. Has anybody got any fun sewing plans this weekend? Because I have done it. I have waited to the last minute to do a guild challenge that's due on Sunday. I'm doing a foundation paper pieced wall hanging, but I'm not very good at foundation paper piecing, so I can't do it on live tonight because without a doubt, everything will be backwards. Oh, I remember what I was going to say earlier when I forgot. So I took that pattern writing course and I try to keep up with like the wonderful people that I took the class with, and Erin is one of them. Another one that I took the class with is oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Hampton. I know her name's Melinda. Hampton. What is it? Hampton Quilt Studio. Why couldn't I remember that? So anyway, her Hampton Quilt Studio on Instagram and I think on Facebook too. She actually posted a video, was it I think today or yesterday, of like I think it's today, behind the scenes of a quilt launch. And she was like running to try to get a video of her quilt and she bit it. She fell, but she rolled so gracefully. And I was like, dang, she got her fall on camera. How hilarious. And I just thought that was so hilarious because like you don't really think about people with quilts and falling. And then I fell and was like, man, I wish I had it on video. And then she literally fell and had it on video. She just released a really cute, her very first quilt pattern. It's really cute. It's on point. I think I might make it because I've never made an on point quilt pattern. I just like supporting other little pattern designers. But if you're interested and you're on Instagram, go find Hampton Quilt Studio and check out that video of her falling. And you can even comment on it like, Tasha sent me here to laugh at you. You should check it out. Hey, Fallon. Good night, Zaza. Yes, and my son was so sorry. I was yapping, and good night, Zaza. Yes, thank you, Chloe. Thank you, Tori. Yes, very exciting. Brenda, that's going to be, and so Brenda's taking a class with Maria Shell on improv. I'm not an improv girly, but if you're into improv, you should check out that Maria Shell. I can't wait to see what you come up with in that class. Not for me, but I will appreciate whatever you make. Can't wait to see it and hear about it. Yeah, so this weekend I'm going to be working on I did the Pattern Writing Academy with with Amber Elliott through her name is Alderwood Studios, her quilt business name. I don't know why I'm using air quotes. It's a real business. So Amber Elliott, Pattern Writing Academy. I chose that one because the one that Quilters Candy does, Elizabeth Chapel, was only opens in like September, and I got interested in it in like December. You know what I mean? So I would have to wait a whole year. And I do believe it is for a fact. It was quite a bit cheaper to get into. Doesn't teach you like the Adobe products, but it teaches you some like lower cost softwares. And I do now use Adobe, and I was able to translate a lot of it to, to what I'm doing. It was definitely a good intro. I think it's a different experience than the Quilters Candy one, but I've written 2 quilt patterns that, like, to me look like, oh, this is a person that knows what she's doing. And, I learned most of that in that class. So it was successful. So I have a Quilt Guild challenge this weekend that's due on Sunday. They gave it to us a year ago. My friend Kate, she like finished hers in February. I'm just starting mine. So tomorrow and Saturday, I have to like cram through this quilt challenge. It was an initial challenge. So you had to use your initials. So my initials are TPH. And you had to pick either like a quilt block or a quilt color and incorporate it. And I'm doing one that's like a twisted star. I found it in that Encyclopedia of Quilted Quilt Blocks I just recently bought. But of course, like, I wanted to make it big, and so I wanted to make it 24 by 24. So then I decided to make it foundation paper piece. Then I decided I needed to make the pattern for it to be that big. And so, like, why am I so extra about everything that I do? So I designed this FPP pattern, and I'm going to try to sew it up. I'm going to use some Tula pink fabrics. So and that's TP, and my initials are TPH. So I feel like I'm covered. I have some Tula pink solids because I like solids. So I'll be cramming through that. Oh, and Jean says Ian falls all the time, but I don't think I know who Ian is. Should I know who Ian is? Probably. Oh, and Maria's using similar way to pull fabric colors. We are using our full name, but now duplicating letters. So like you have to pick colors like that are from like the word Brenda, like brown, red, something. Or, oh, that'll be interesting. That will certainly be improv. So what about you guys out there other than Brenda? Anybody got any exciting plans sewing or otherwise? Did I say wedding plans or weekend plans? Is my brain dead? Yes, the answer to that is yes. All right, one row down. See if I got the end pieces right. Oh, that's neat. How'd I do? Yes, the ends look like they are correct. Everything else will wash out. Very good. This is the first pre-cut kit I've ever done, and I love it. Ooh, going to Santa's Village. That sounds fun. What happens at Santa's Village other than like you just greeting Santa and getting your picture taken? Ooh, I really need to figure that out. Last year we did something at our local zoo. I wonder if they're doing that again. I got to figure out when that is. We're so busy. We're so busy every weekend. Last year, my daughter, she was 3 last year, wouldn't go near Santa. I wonder if she would this year. She doesn't have that many pictures with Santa because she was a COVID baby. So I don't have like those cute pictures of her screaming with Santa. See, I'm really excited about this this challenge quilt. It'll be a nice wall hanging, but sometimes foundation paper piecing is very challenging for me to get it. I always do it backwards. But I did find a video tutorial. I think I'm going to make a YouTube video of me making this challenge quilt or like a little recap of it. And in the description of that, I'll link the video. I found this one video. I don't even know by who. And like for some reason, the way that she explained it, it finally like kind of clicked in my brain. Chloe says we love it. We see Santa, go on the ride. Oh, there's rides, and then later enjoy the lights. That's awesome. Ooh, Brenda, I can't wait to see the pictures of your grandbabies with Santa. And Andy says, my weekends are usually at customer quilts on the long arm. Andy, I don't know if you answered earlier, but somebody was asking if they can find quilting on the side just on YouTube or on podcast apps. I don't know if you may have responded and I missed it. I said I thought that you could find it on podcast apps, but you would obviously know better. Yeah, Brenda, I might need to hit you up. I'm with you, Fallon. For some reason, I love how precise it is. I love all the things that other people create with it. But everything I've ever tried to do, which hasn't been tons, to be honest. So like maybe I just need to give myself a better shot. And it's like one of those things where the process isn't like worth the reward for me so far, where everything I've ever foundation paper pieced, like the pain of getting it to be complete versus the final product, like the excitement and the dopamine didn't offset the struggle to get there. Hi, Linda. I remembered. How's it going? Okay, Andy, that's what I thought. So you can find quilting on the side everywhere. I was 99% sure that was true, but I never listened to it anywhere other than YouTube, so I didn't want to give out bad advice. Alan, I need to catch up on your advent calendar videos. I loved that first project you got. I don't know if there's been a second project yet in there. I saw you got scissors one day and I was like, ugh, scissors. I mean, I know they look nice and everything, but Like, come on. We don't need any more scissors. It's not even like it's mine. But I was like, not scissors. Nice, Arlie. I think you'll like it. They talk about a lot of stuff. So even if you like don't have an interest in monetizing quilting, if you're ever interested in how other people do or like the behind the scenes, you get they do a lot of interviews with people. It's just, for people who like quilting, it's just a different thing to think about quilting other than actual quilting. Oh, Tessa said I learned FPP from Brenda's channel called Conquering Mount Scrapmore. Oh, that's good. I'll have to check that out too. Sorry, I got a little behind. I'm scrolling up. Hey, Jess. Hey, So Blessed by Jess. She's also doing, there's Quiltmas and Vlogmas. You're doing Vlogmas. I'm new to all these YouTube terms. Yeah, Fallon, I get that, but it's still fun, right? A little fun. I think I'm just like the scissors for me because I'm spoiled. I don't have it handy. I bought this machine. I've talked about this a lot. I just got this at the very end of September, and they give me a whole Janome set of scissors. And I was like, what the heck am I going to do with all these scissors? I know I'll find a purpose for them. But now I'm like, I have so many scissors. I also did, when I first, like, oh God, this must have been back in like 2015, 2016. Fat Quarter Shop does a sew sampler box, and I got that for a while, which like had a little project and some notions each month, and I got a lot of scissors from there too. I have a lot of scissors, but then you can never find them. So I guess you really can't have too many scissors because I can't even tell you how many times I've sat somewhere and be like, where are my scissors? I have 14 pairs. I can never find them. It's still fun though. I've seen like a few of those Advent videos, and the one you're doing, Fallon, is the one where I've been like, ooh. I like the I've been watching Sew the Distance's videos on the Missouri Star one, and I like those too. But I don't know. I liked the project better and the one that you had. Probably year by year, luck of the draw of what you get. I think I'm gonna get one next year. I don't know what one I'm gonna get. I guess I'll have to wait and see how each month plays out. See whose stuff I like best. Have you ever done the Missouri Star one, Fallon? Or do you like stick with the one that you're doing? And I didn't even know those existed until this year because like I wasn't really, I don't know, I somehow missed all that in YouTube land before. Ooh, puzzle advents. That's fun, Tessa. And he says, I need a new 120-inch tape measure. My hubby borrowed it from the long arm table. What the heck? Is that like a when you say tape measure for the long arm, is that like what I'm thinking of like from the hardware store, or is that like a hard 120 inches? Oh, that must be you wouldn't carry that around now that I'm doing the math in my head. That's pretty long. Oh, you've done the Missouri Star 3 times. Okay, it was fun, but not too many projects. Yeah, I'd probably rotate through a few of them. I do like projects, little projects with that kind of stuff. I don't know, but you had the applique project, and I don't know. I admire you because you like opened it and you got it done. I feel like applique, I'm hit or miss. I might look at it and go, oh, that's cute, and then put it in a pile and never touch it. Guess it depends on how motivated you are. See, I want all the stuff, but I'm also picky, and then I only want to do things when I want to make them. So I think this comes back to like collecting things versus executing things are two different hobbies. A flexible one with no case. Well, at least he knows what he can get you for Christmas, Andy. Oh, Krista says there are several that have some really nice things in them. So far, I'm liking the one from Soft Squares. Interesting. And Chloe says, watch Holly Schmidt. She opens a few of them. Interesting. And Andy says, I did a fun advent quilt from Carolina Moore last year. Fallon, what is the one that you're doing? If you're still... I watch it. I just can't remember what it is. It's that whole memory thing, you know? Got to hear it like 6 times before I remember anything. I do really like that heat. Is it called fusible applique with heat and bond? I made a quilt for my daughter using that. So I do like that technique, even though I don't do it a lot. So I think that's why I really liked that project you got. Well, I guess there's a market for everything, right? If you want an advent calendar, there's one for you. I don't know what I would want one for. This is working out quite nicely. Almost 3 rows done tonight. Well, I'm on my second. I'll get one more done before we're done here. If I would keep sewing and stop yapping, but the yapping is the fun part. Ethel the elf bought my kids advent calendars that they got at Costco that are Elf, like the movie with Will Ferrell. And all it is every day when they open it's like a little scene. So the box unfolds and there's like a little ice scene with some trees that popped up. And then every day they get a little toy, like a little elf. Today they got a walrus, and my kids just thought that was freaking hilarious. But the only problem with this Ethel the elf and this advent calendar that they get the little toys in is like my kids are told they can't leave their rooms until 6 a.m. because seriously, my kids were getting up at like 5 every day. But at 6 o'clock on the dot, I hear their little doors open and they run and they go to look for the elf and they look for and then they're like, can we open our advent calendar? And I'm like still in bed asleep. And so I feel like they're very overtired and cranky because they're so excited about these freaking Christmas activities. We're making memories though, right? We're making memories. It's what I tell myself when I'm exhausted, when I'm waking up at 6:01 tomorrow. So I'll get some little plastic toy. All right. How'd I do? Oh, the ends are going. I think it's this way though. Yes, this way. Ends are going in the right direction. 2 for 2. And this actually isn't, I mean, I know it's not the most efficient, but it's actually been working out pretty well for me. But I literally thought that to myself. I was like, next year, Ethel needs to move while they're at school. Like, she needs to be in the same spot in the morning. And next year, I got to set that trend up. Because I was not anticipating the early morning joy, excitement that these guys would have. It's fun, though. I know they love it. And they're only this age for, it seems like a minute, I'm sure. And I did finally teach them the strategy on how to get those little advent calendars open so they can do it while I'm still in bed. Krista says my kids are grown, but I completely understand. They would get up at like 2 a.m. on Christmas. I remember doing that to my parents. Be like 3 a.m. We go and wake them up, and they're like, "Go back to bed." I have a very vivid memory of one Christmas, and I stayed up and I never went back to bed. I had a TV in my room, and I watched some weird, back then it was just like weird infomercials at 2 a.m. We didn't have cable or anything like that because we lived in the middle of nowhere. And I watched weird infomercials for like 4 hours waiting to try to go wake my parents up again. They probably had just gotten done finishing the tree and just laid down, and we were waking them up. I also I never really make Christmas cookies. But I think I want to try to make some Christmas cookies this year. But I can bake okay, but for some reason I always screw up cookies. I think I'm always just trying to put too many on the tray because I can't be bothered. So I gotta try again and actually follow the instructions. Such weird infomercials, Chloe. So weird. Weird music. Lots of wind chimes and flutes and stuff. Oh my God, so many weird. Andy is pinning the last seam on her woven hearts quilt. It's a miracle, Andy. Man, I cannot wait to see that sucker put together. It looks from the little bits and pieces I've seen in your Whip Wednesdays. It looks amazing. Brenda, I was just thinking about you too because I had never heard of butter tarts until I met you on the interwebs. And I was like, oh, I should ask Brenda for her butter tarts recipe. What kind of baking will you be doing next weekend, Brenda? Do you have staple recipes that you make every year? I do remember snow. We had a TV for a while that had the two dials, channels 1 through 10 were on the top, and then everything above that was on the bottom. And I do distinctly remember the snow. That's funny. I forgot all about the snow, Jean. Okay, TV stations are closed for the night. It's snowing. I always say to my kids, you would have never survived the 90s. They can't stand ads, on the rare occasion they watch something that's got ads, it just enrages them. I'm like, guys, you would have never survived commercials. I wonder when that went away, the snow, because I remember that. So that had to be and I was born in 85. So maybe I could remember, maybe the earliest memories of TV for me would be 1990. And I definitely remember the snow. I definitely remember it. Yeah, so if anybody's doing the math, I turn the big 4-0 next year. Crazy. I'm just a kid. I don't know how that happened. Butter tarts, peanut butter balls, snowballs, sugar cookies, on the top of the stove cookies, chocolate caramel thumbprints. Wow. Those sound good. Now I can see why you got the whole family coming over. That's seriously a lot of cookies. I'm going to see my mother-in-law, I think, tomorrow. And she's like cut down the amount of Christmas cookies she's made over the years. You know, I think that's a natural thing to do. You scale back. And she used to make one sort of cookie that my husband loved, but he was the only one that liked it. So I don't think she's made it in a few years. And it has like, I think it's like these like crunchy, I think like Chinese noodles or something, and maybe chocolate and peanut butter in it, like chow mein or something. I don't know, something really weird, like weird to me because I had never seen it. And my husband loved them. I got to see if I can get her recipe for that. Andy says, I think CNN was the first 24-hour TV channel. So that was the beginning of the end for snow. Huh. I might have to Google that later just to kind of see when that was. I'm curious. Haystacks. Okay, I'm getting several comments saying haystacks. I brought my pen and my notebook today. No kidding. I literally had never heard of these things. And they definitely never, my mother-in-law never called them haystacks. But they always called them spider cookies because they look kind of like spiders. I don't know. I think that was like a family joke about it, not like the actual name. I think I tried them once and I can't remember if I liked them or not. I don't know. Might be making them this year. I'll let you know. Thought that would be a nice surprise for him because he hasn't had them in so long. As long as he doesn't, make me mad between now and then. Just kidding. I'll probably do it anyway. Ooh, that sounded weird. What was that? Ooh, no. What's happening? Probably if something sounds... Oh, my needle unthreaded. Dang it. My last seam of the night. No. Why? Why does it do that? Okay. I'm getting better at rethreading. I'm definitely getting better. Now, did it... Okay, it worked fine in the last seam. Hey, Laura. I am prepared, Chloe, because I got to write things down. So I'm like, where's my notebook? I have a work notebook and a quilting notebook. I don't bring the workbook notebook down here. I work from home, so I have a work desk upstairs. All right, let's see. Is this going to work? I don't know why it does this every so often. I'm sure it's my problem. But of course, on the last seam, I want to go. It keeps breaking on me. So I'm going to hold it up without. I'm going to have to re-thread my machine. But it looks like, yeah, these ones are going in the right direction. I think it's down though, right? Yeah. Cool. So I just got to get this sewed on there. And then you can't see it, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more rows to go, which will go quick. And this will be done, but I will be putting this down until I get my challenge quilt done for Sunday. I don't know why sometimes this thing does this to me. I'm not sure. Oh, see? So this thing got all wonky on me. And then when I open up the bobbin case, there's this like extra piece of thread. Like, I don't know if I have a theory that I'm doing something weird when I'm winding my bobbins. And it's creating Like what is this? Now there's 2 extra little threads down here. So I think it's a bobbin related wonkiness, and then it just unthreads, and then I'm done. Like, I have to re-thread everything, which is good. I'm getting practice, but it's so I know probably say this every week. It's just so different going from a machine that you like literally probably had that machine from 2015 or 2016 through this year, and then trying to learn a new machine. I just I think it's yes, uh, Krista, I think it's gonna be so cute. It's the same one that Cindy had hanging up behind her in that live last night. Um, I saw it hanging there and I was like, that's so cute. I've been trying to sew a Christmas wall hanging for a while. I've had it in my head and haven't followed through. I actually think I have one started. I subscribed to the Modern Makes something through Alderwood Studios again. I'm not sure if she's still doing it or not. She for a while had a subscription box where you get projects mailed to you. But I have like 6 of them. Or no, I got 6 boxes. I finished one, started the second one, and the other 4 are still just sitting in the box. I do put it through the little hole in the bobbin. I pulled out the instructions and did it. But like one of them, the reason why I think I'm doing something wrong is because one of them, when it wound, it like was so full that it kind of wrapped around the top of it a little bit. I mean, I unwound that part, but I'm like, I feel like I'm just not doing something right. Or these like bobbins are just different. And I'm like correlating 2 things that don't go together. But these bobbins are so much more full than the ones on my brother machine ever were. Has anyone ever bought a pre-wound bobbin? Um, I was just watching a TikTok from Chris Martini of Rose City Originals. The dedication that man had, he bought some pre-wound bobbins and then he wound a bobbin on his machine and then unwound the bobbin to compare, and you get so many more yards of thread on a pre-wound bobbin than you do winding them on your own machine, and now I'm tempted to try that. I had never been tempted to buy a pre-wound bobbin before then, but I assume that there's probably pre-wound bobbins for Genome's, but I don't know what type of machine he had. It was very tempting to not have to wind a bobbin, especially if I'm having bobbin winding problems. But oh, your machine doesn't like the pre-wound one. I wondered if some of the machines might be finicky. Yeah, it was a really interesting, like short or reel or whatever you want to call it. That's everywhere. You can find it on a reel, a short, or a TikTok. Um, I was like the dedication to this, 60-second video to unwind an entire bobbin. Oh, and Laura says you almost always use a pre-wound bobbin unless I need a specific color. No kidding. Oh, it's likely the weight of the thread, likely 60 weight. I think I'm using 50. I'm using Aurora Fill, whatever, like the most common. I think it's a 50 weight. Yeah, I never even thought about that. That might play in part. I don't know. Between that video and now Laura saying I always use them, I kind of want to try. Woohoo, Andy. That's amazing. When are we going to get the big reveal? No pressure. Still got to get it quilted and all your customers quilted. So probably need to be patient for the big reveal. All right. Well, it's getting to be close to 10. So I'm going to wrap up down here. I don't even know if I'm going to rethread this. I kind of want to rethread my machine right now and see if I can get it to work for this last seam, but we'll see if I'm in the mood. But I just want to thank you all for coming live, or if you're watching the replay, thanks for watching, because I know there's so many of you that watch the replay and type comments in along with the conversation, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for subscribing, getting me to this 1,000 milestone. And yes, cool, Andy. I can't wait to see the pictures. And Laura, I could see how a big stash of bobbins would be a good a good feeling. So thank you all. Happy Friday Eve. Have a great weekend. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you next Thursday. Okay, bye. I can end it.